Hey guys, what is up and welcome to my channel. It's a Hardback Life. My name is Jordan, and today we're going to be talking about my January TBR. Now, for this month, I am super excited because one, it's the beginning of a new year. We are officially in 2021. Bye-bye 2020. You are a thing of the past. Oh gosh, 2020, you guys, I'm sure you felt the same, was a crappy year. And we all need a do-over. Or at least a new start. So, yeah, but if you saw on my last video, I read a total of 37 books in 2020, so that wasn't a total loss. But, you know, I want to read more this year. And for this month, it's actually going to be a chillax reading month. Like, I'm going to be mood reading a lot because, well, I mean, it's kind of hard when you're stuck and, like, set on certain books that you have to read in your TBR for the whole month. And this month, I kind of wanted to not do that to myself. I mean, I am kind of still doing that to myself because there are certain books that I do want to get to because they're buddy reads, or I just have a whole other thing that I plan, like my author dedication video series that I've been doing. And I chose V.E. Schwab for that, so you're going to be seeing me doing a couple reading vlogs for that this month. Oh, and this month is also my birth month, so I'm super excited. I've been going crazy and buying quite a few books for my planned birthday book haul. And my actual birthday is January 18th, so that's in 5 days. I don't know if I'm going to film on my birthday or a few days after my birthday, because there are some books that are not going to be coming in until after my birthday. And that really sucks, but it's what it is. And so, because of that, I may film 3 days later, which is still my birth week. So, you know what? We'll see what happens. Just let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Should I film on my birthday or film a few days later? And yes. Before we get into my official TBR, at least what I am sticking to, I want to share with you what I am currently reading or what I've read so far. Alright, what I've read so far, and I finished a few days ago, I think I finished it on Monday, was A Court of Wings and Ruin, or ACOWAR. This is the third installment in the Sarah J. Maas series called A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, except with fairies. I have been loving this series so much. I picked up A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is the first book, back in July of last year. Read it for the Reading Rush week. And man, I finished it. It was so much fun. I finished it within 4 days because I had to work, like a lot of those days of the Reading Rush week. But I finished it. Loved it. And then I picked up Akamath, which is A Court of Mist and Fury. I read that last month. I loved that even more. And then I just finished this one, like I said. If you don't know, the main character, Feyre Archeron, is a human. I can't remember how old she is, but her family's living in, like, bad circumstances. And so she goes out one day and decides to hunt, and she kills a wolf. And unfortunately, there were consequences to killing the wolf, because the wolf was not just a wolf. It was a fairy, and a fairy shows up at her doorstep a few days later and tells her that she has to come, as for her punishment, she has to come and live the rest of her days in Prythian, which is the magical world that fairies live in, because there was a wall built in between the human world and the fairy world. And yeah, and while she's there, she discovers a whole lot of things about herself and about the world of Prithian. And it's such a fantastic book series. I'm gonna read the novella, which is A Court of Frost and Starlight, soon, just before the new book series comes out in Feyre's sister Nesta Archeron's perspective. And I think it's a whole new era for the Court of Thorns and Roses series. It's going to be called A Court of Silver Flame, so I'm super excited and pumped for that one. Okay, the first official book that I have been reading as part of my TBR is Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. I'll read you the back of what it's about. So, Kieran grew up in the slums of Kerr, I think is what it's called, Kerr, a thief and a minstrel's son raised on tales of long-lost princes and magnificent quests. When he is claimed against his will as the missing son of a treasonous prince, Kieran finds himself at the mercy of his new family's ruthless power plays and political ambitions. Practically a prisoner, Kieran discovers that being a long-lost prince is nothing like what the storybooks promised. The storybooks have lied about a lot of other things, too. Dragons, demons, gods, prophecies, true love, and how the hero always wins. Then again, maybe he isn't the hero after all. For Kieran is not destined to save the Empire, he is destined to destroy it. That sounds super epic. I mean, for one thing, you have long-lost prince who is discovering this whole new world that he did not grow up in, check. And then you have dragons and all these mythical creatures, or magical creatures, check. And then with the whole twist on him having to, I guess, destroy the world, or destroy his family within. That is another awesome, cool thing. Now, I'm reading this as a buddy read on Jessie Mae, who started the Shelf Space Book Club and Discord, is reading this alongside Elle from Elliot Brooks, if you're familiar with her channel. They are doing a buddy read, and they're going to be doing a live show for this book at the end of the month. I am super excited for it. I'm on chapter 5. This book is getting really good. Okay, other books that I plan on getting to. Okay, those of you that have been following my channel for the last several months know how much I love Cassandra Clare, because I talk about her a lot. So I am planning to do a reread of the Infernal Devices trilogy. Now, this trilogy is one of my favorite series that Cassandra Clare has ever done. Because, one, it's set in the Victorian era, I believe. Yeah, in the 19th century. I freaking love that century. If you ever write about it in a book, I'm sold. And so that consists of Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and my favorite, which is the conclusion of the series, Clockwork Princess. I believe this is Tessa on the cover. And oh my god, this book is so good. And this is the collector's first edition, because I got it when I was actually going in for a book signing. Because the way to get a ticket into the book signing / Q&A was to buy the book. So You have me at that. This is the prequel series to this. This is Chain of Gold, which is the first book in a trilogy that Cassandra Clare has been writing called The Last Hours. This book, I read this last year, and I'm going to do a reread of it as well before the new book comes out called Chain of Iron. I have loved following this book series as well. So yeah, I am going to hopefully read these between January and February. And finish this one probably in February, but I'm putting it on my January TBR as well, because who knows, I might be crazy and finish all of the previous books and finish this one as well. Who knows? City of Bastards by Andrew Schwartz. This is the second book in the Royal Bastards trilogy, and I read the first book last month called Royal Bastards. I have a detailed review about it if you want to go check that out. Yeah, I love that book so much. Oh, I guess it's not super detailed because it's not spoilery. So, yeah, I do have a book review on it if you want to go check that out, though. But this is City of Bastards. Love the first book, like I said, and I cannot wait to dig into this one more. I'm on like chapter 2, so not that far into it. All right, on to the main part of this TBR. So y'all know that I said that I was going to be doing my next episode, or next like author dedication, and I chose V.E. Schwab, and I decided to start reading her books as part of the new year. And I'm starting with her first ever published book, which was Vicious. And then I'm going to read Vengeful, which is the second book in the duology. This is about two guys named Victor and Eli. They figure out that to gain powers, you have to have near-death experiences. And so they decide to have a lot of near-death experiences to gain abilities. And once they do, things go bad because they went from friends to enemies. And yeah, so there's a lot of betrayal on this book series. And I can't wait to read these. I'm going to be doing a reading vlog as part of my journey reading V.E. Schwab for the first time. And I know a lot of people on the BookTube community love her books. There's quite a few people that I can name. One booktuber in particular who has also talked about another duology that I want to get into by Victoria Schwab. Bookish Tay, as I guess she's reading the Monsters of Verity duology for the second or third time. I also have those books, so I'll be reading more of V.E. Schwab this whole month. I'll just show you guys her books that I have, actually. So obviously we have Vicious and Vengeful, which I heard there's going to be a third book in this series. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's just a rumor. Then we have This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, which is part of the Monsters of Verity duology. Then we have Shades of Magic. A Gathering of Shadows. And A Conjuring of Light, which make up the Shades of Magic trilogy. And then her most recent book that just came out, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I don't know why I forgot the title. This is one that has been so hyped up on BookTube lately. And this is, Victoria Schwab said herself that she put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this book in particular. So I'm hoping it's really good. I think this will be one of the last ones I get to. Probably I might get to it earlier. Depends on my mood. So, yeah. The last couple books that are going to be for surezies on my TBR, or at least, I wouldn't say for surezies, but I would really like to get to them, are the first two books in the Crave series by Tracy Wolff. We have Crave, and then we have Crush. This is a new vampire romance type series. It's, if you can look at the covers, it's similar to Twilight. But I've heard from other people who've read the first two books so far that it is a lot better than Twilight. One being the fact that our main character is going to a school, so an academy, that is full of people that are like vampires and other creatures. That's one main difference than Twilight. And one of the other thing that's this one thing that's the same, obviously, our main character is human and the vampire guy is, the vampire is the guy. And I don't know too much about it, but I just, like, she's attending this academy where she's the only human, and a lot of the people do not like her. And the main male, who's the vampire, doesn't seem possessive or any way creepy like Edward. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And there's also two other books that are planned to come out. So we shall see how this series goes. Oh, you guys, I just forgot about a book. I just realized that. This is the other buddy read, The Count of Monte Cristo. I cannot wait to read this book. I have seen the movie a million times. This is about a guy named Edmond Dantes who is living a good life, and then his friend Fernand Mondego and two other gentlemen decide to frame him for a crime he did not commit. And he goes to prison at the Chateau d'If, and he's there for 13 years. And when he gets out, he decides to search for this treasure. And then when he gets the treasure, he decides to get his revenge. And it's a whole crazy list of things that happens. Obviously, there's more detail in the book because it's over 1,200 pages. 1,200 pages. But you know what? I'm gonna try my best to finish this book. And like I said, I've always wanted to read this book. I've had it since sometime last year because I randomly found it at another Goodwill. And yeah. Anyway, you guys, that was my official TBR. I might switch things up because, you know, like I said, this month is going to be somewhat of a reading or a mood reading month. So some of the books I showed you I may not get to, and I might read other ones instead. Please like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And also ring the bell for further content that I put out, so you can be informed. Anyway, you guys, I shall see you later.